Alright, well, time to feed these hungry gamers. Yep, keep them in the loop. Oh, by the way, hello viewers. Another beautiful day. Yep, hope your five senses work. Health and strength is good or excellent. Now, Bethesda calls Starfield their best game yet, but fans aren't convinced. Well, you know, there's a game called Skyrim. You know, the fans got something to say about it. There's a game called Oblivion. They got something to say about that too. So, yeah. Let's see here. What do we got on the Steam Deck front? Matter of fact, I was looking at the patch notes for Starfield. It's pretty big, especially 1.14.70. It's pretty big. Nice list. But I think the first update was huge. This one I can roll through it though. I can get through it. Let's see, what do we got here? It says Bethesda. Wait a minute. Got two Starfield articles here. Let's see if I can do both of them. So first article says Bethesda calls Starfield their best game yet, but fans aren't convinced. And it says here, Bethesda recently made bold claims about Starfield, stating that it's the best and hardest game the studio has ever created. Despite the game's mixed reception, Starfield design director Emil Pagarulo continues to defend its legacy. In an interview with Games Radar, Pagarulo said, Starfield is the hardest thing Bethesda has ever done. It's also the best game we've ever made. Fans and critics have been divided over these statements, especially given Bethesda's legendary title like Skyrim and Fallout. With Starfield positioned alongside these fan favorites, the ambitious space RPG has not managed to gain the same level of admiration. It says high hope and mixed reviews. Released with a high expectation as Microsoft response to critics who argue the tech giant lacked standout titles. Starfield hasn't managed to win over everyone. While Pagarulo believes it's a technical marvel, he acknowledges that Starfield isn't everyone's cup of tea. Despite the massive scope of the game, which boasts hundreds of explorable planets, Starfield has faced mixed to negative reviews. Its first DLC, Shattered Space, was also met with underwhelming reception, further dampening excitement for the game. However, Pagarulo is undeterred, saying the game sits right next to Fallout and Elder Scrolls as one of the Bethesda's proudest achievements. Anyway, well, you know the Fallout and Skyrim and Oblivion fans got something to say about that though. You know that. Anyway, the other article here I got is the which one is this? Where is it? Uh-oh. Just had it. Oh, here we go. The other one is this. Check out the changelog for Starfield update 1.14.70. Nice little list. It says here Bethesda had just released title update 1.14.70 for Starfield, and given the current popularity of the new DLC, it's in good time, as there are quite a few people enjoying the game now. The new update offers up a range of fixes for Rev 8 multiple quests and shipbuilding system, head tracking, and other bugs. However, if you were using the beta update that came out last month, that is largely the same update, so don't expect anything too drastic. However, if you haven't updated since the last non-beta release, then it's strongly recommend you update to this version as soon as possible. Since this is similar to the beta update, there's little chance of it screwing up any mods that were already updated since then. So Starfield HD overhaul rework should be good as well as a plethora of other popular mods. Too many to list. To get the update, just load up the Xbox app or Steam, and it should automatically download the patch. You can check out the full changelog below. Starfield 1.14.70 release note. Yeah, the first release note was huge. That one was big. It would be like 2 times the size of this one, but this one I can manage. It says here, it says a creation kit features creation kit automatic process used to create models for distant LODs is now available. Then it says general performance and stability improvement, resolve an issue that limit the number of loads in creation to 255. Lighting changes and enhancements have been made throughout the game. Made several visual improvements and bug fixes for weapon models. Improved player head tracking when exiting dialogues. The player camera should no longer be adjusted when jumping. Now gameplay, they said the Annihilator particle beam damage over time effects no longer affects our companions. Robots and turrets will now take damage from EM weapons. Crafting, addressing an issue with the boom pop dynamite recipe. Elite crew Autumn Macmillan no longer repeats herself when asking about her sister. Address an issue with crowd behavior near the well elevator in New Atlantis spaceport when combat is initiated. And then for quest, burnout, address an issue with progression after speaking with Joyce Osaka in New Homestead. Do in full address a rare issue with the delinquent spaceship appearing. Eyewitness, players can no longer enter the destroyed ship on the spaceport landing pad. Hostile intelligence, address an issue that could cause the door to a security office to be inaccessible if they fast travel away and wait during this quest objective. It says Memorian address an issue that could prevent progression during the Speak with Sarah objective that takes place near the waterfall. In Memoriam, fix an issue that could prevent the objective proceed to Cassiopeia from completing if the planet had been visited. Leader of the pack, address an issue that could prevent Ashta Alpha from being aggressive. Legacy, address an issue that could prevent interaction with Delgado if siding with System Death. Legacy in, release Crimson Fleet prisoner with no longer target and eye candy after obtaining weapons. Managing assets, address a rare issue that could prevent Tomo from appearing at Paradiso. And let's see, what's this? One Giant Leap, fix an issue that could cause incorrect music to play during the Unity scene. One Giant Leap, address an issue with audio that could occur during the credits. One Small Step, resolve a rare camera issue that could occur in the first Crimson Fleet ship in the tutorial is boarded. And let's see, Revelation, address an issue with quest target consistency in final encounter. Rook meet King Dmitry Moldavsky will now respond as intended in Austin Rake is killed during the encounter. Rook meet King, address an issue where one of the Regna crew was using the incorrect weapon. Animation, Rogue landing, fix a rare issue with Melina Axelrod ship to appearing. The best there is, address an issue that could prevent Huon from moving to the Jade Swan after the first meeting. The best there is, the Jade Swan is now accessible if the player still has the search and seizure quest active. The best there is, address an issue that could make the UC Vigilance difficult to locate because it was very far away. resolve an issue that could cause the door to the striker hangout to remain locked. Now, here's then it says location. Aquila updates some texture in the slums. Aquila resolve a collision issue with bunk beds. Deserted biotics lab fix missing panel on the exterior floor. Layer of the mantis resolve a minor texture issue that could appear on some panels. Londinian neon steam panel fix collision in an area that could allow players to get out of bounds. Sorry about that. Mahio eye close and open gap on the roof of Sunny Di Falco mansion. Neon Nick's apartment fix an issue with collision in area. Neon address collision issue with Great Panel and Ebbside. New Atlantis address small areas where waters in the lake in the north of New Atlantis could appear to intersect terrain. Shroud Eklund Star Yard address collision in an area. The clinic address a visual issue that could appear in Dr. Cassidy's office. Red Miles address a collision issue under platform in the final area. And then let's see, got 4 updates for ships. Shipbuilder, a new option has been added to the game setting to allow for toggling flip merge behavior use. Fix an audio issue that could occur when deleting a hab. Fix a crash that could occur when modifying a ship that contained a live mine. Address an issue that could allow sellable ships to be sold to vendors. And then for vehicles, let's see, we got about 10 updates here. Address an issue with a set active in vehicle menu when using a gamepad. Fix an issue with the position of wheel VFX. Address an issue with opening the favorite menu while entering the vehicle. Nameplates and health bar will now display consistently while in a vehicle. Setting for look sensitivity will now affect the vehicle camera. And Kaiser and Vasco will no longer both sit in the Rev 8 when following the player. The vehicle icon will no longer display interior maps. The vehicle light will no longer be automatically on when loading a save. Fast travel distance for the vehicle is now in line with the POIS was it poise and landed ship. It says I think that's POI, no POI or POLS polls. Anyway, now for user interface, got like probably about 20 of them, 20 updates. We're almost done here. It says your Xbox display settings resolve an issue where setting the frame rate targets to 60 would automatically revert the priority back to performance. Remove a bug string that would display when uploading save on Xbox to customer service. Update the skill menu to resolve an issue in the large font mode for certain language. Resource with long names are now truncated for large font mode when scanning. Resolve an issue with large font mode in barter menu when selling higher quantities of items. Temporary text will no longer display if you quickly select the continued option from the main menu. Ship registration costs will now display the accurate amount both on vendors and the hangar menu. Address mass display when selling items from ship cargo. Skill challenge pop up will now have truncated text instead of shrunken text where applicable. Resolve an issue with gravity wells appearing on the mission menu when opening it from the star map. What's this? Location names and quest objective will now truncate properly on the planet map. Creations titles display fully in all language. A message prompt will appear when trying to load a save where a creation is unavailable on the current platform. Weapons will default to their original skin in menus if a weapon skin creation is disabled. Address an issue with sorting for best results in creation menus. Address an incorrect notification of insufficient credits when an exceptionally large number of credits are available. Ammo count should now display correctly for values over 100,000. The damage pop-ups can now display numbers larger than 4 digits. Address an issue caused by aiming down sight while pickpocketing a character. Crew will now correctly display when someone is assigned to the player's home. The repair button is no longer visible in the hangar inspect menu. The repair button is, wait a minute, what's that? Resolve an issue with resolve an issue with waiting that could briefly cause unintended text to appear. Healing items now preview the amount of health restored. Storage containers will now have their weight updated when all items are cleared from them. The ship maker in scanner will display at the correct location when docked at a space station. And crafting completion confirmation prompt will now be spaced correctly for longer titles. Tunneling creatures will no longer show their nameplates or quest targets when tunneling. And last one for user interface. Scanners anomalies can now be a landing target while piloting a ship in orbit. And then 3 more updates for audio. Increased center channel audio usage for surround sound is set up. Address an issue that could cause allocation audio to play repeatedly while the engine system is damaged with 1 power allocated. And then it says Cliptic mercenary voice now use the same filtering in all language. So those are all the updates for Starfield. Now, see if I can get some lights here. Okay. Now, okay. So, obviously, I read both articles. So, for Starfield, I mean, talking about it's the best game yet, and best game they probably take on, and one for the update. So, in today's gaming world, players need to understand that a lot of I would say a lot of people that talk about gaming, they try to act like a game can't be fixed or it can't be repaired. But you know, like that, like if a game comes out, if it doesn't sell off the charts, then it's a failure. But in today's gaming climate, though, today's games, they're big and they're huge, and you're gonna need DLCs and expansions to build on top of those games to get it where it needs to be. It would be like let's say you're building like you're building a building, and then you get the foundation and you get the frames up. So that's like the rough draft, but now you got to add in the missing pieces to the building to complete it. So the same analogy applies to gaming now, where today's games are so big now, and based on the CPU power, processing power, RAM, storage, and all that, and all the software and all the upscaling tech and all that. When you release a game now, you're gonna have to use DLCs and expansion to finish them off. The 16-bit, the 8-bit era, 16-bit era, 32-bit era of gaming, based on the games that we were playing, the hardware was limited. The map was really big. I mean, if you take one of the games from say let's say the Sega Saturn, PlayStation 1 days, or the Nintendo 64. If you took that game and put that game in an open world environment, it's really bigger than what it is. Okay, the older consoles that we were playing on, those games they didn't have the hardware and the tech like we have now to expand on the games back in those times. But now that we got the hardware and the tech now, those games that we played in the past, they're actually bigger than what they are. So the developer is right when he said that's their best. He's right, because Starfield is huge. You're talking about outer space, and you're gonna need Bethesda is gonna need DLCs and expansion to get Starfield where it needs to be. Gone were the days now where you would release a game and then that's it. Today's video game climate is very different. So you're gonna need updates. You're gonna need some DLCs, and you're gonna need some expansions to really expand on the game and to expand on the story and to get the game completed. So this is not the last update for Starfield. There's more updates to come. One update that got me on this one. Let's see if I can find it here. It says on this update 1.14.70 where it says let's see. Wait a minute. Where is it? It says okay, let's see, where is it? It talks about where there was like a damaged ship, and it's not the players can't enter it anymore. So let's see if I can find it. Intelligence. Okay, let's see. Destroy ship. Oh, it says here eyewitness. Players can no longer enter the destroyed ship on the spaceport landing pad. Well, guess what? They're going to have to change it, because now the players are going to ask for it now. We want to enter the ship and probably see what they can get or what they can search for. That's a part of gameplay mechanics. So that update where it says eyewitness, players can no longer enter a destroyed ship on the spaceport landing pad. The Starfield fans are going to demand that they want access to that ship. Maybe they can get some power-ups or some inventory or something, or collect something from it. So that's going to have to change. So back to what I was saying now. You're going to need DLCs and expansions to build today's games. Gone were the days where you would release a game and then that's it. You won't. That was it. You know. Those days are gone now. The updates and DLCs and expansion is going to need going forward to build today's games, because they're so big. And the console that we were using, whether it's the 8-bit era, 16-bit era, 32-bit era, during the 64-bit era, whether it was the Dreamcast, whether it was the PS2, whether it was the original Xbox, whether it was the Wii U era, or the Wii era, but I prefer the Wii U. Whether it was the PS3 360, whether it was the Xbox One, PS4, those games that we played, they were never finished. They were never done. What we got was a rough what we got was a rough draft to those games. They're incomplete. For instance, I could use Batman Arkham Asylum to address what he's talking about. In Batman Arkham Asylum, months ago, even years now, since I've been doing YouTube, I told everybody that Batman Arkham Asylum needs the Arkham Knight engine in it, or Arkham City. And some people are like, oh man, you don't know what you're talking about. It do. Not only that, there should be updates to that game where they make the Arkham Asylum more accessible to the areas we couldn't get to. For instance, the lighthouse out in the water next to Arkham Asylum. What about Poison Ivy's lair? And all the maps that we visited, a lot of those areas weren't accessible, and that was due to the game not getting the proper update that it was supposed to get. So those games are not done. Whether it's Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, or Arkham Origins, those games are incomplete. They're not done. There's more updates that need to be done to those games, and a lot of those areas need to be accessible. So back to Starfield here. That game is not done. There's more DLCs and updates to come. So for YouTubers now to be sitting there criticizing like a game can't be fixed, or like if a game is released like it's the end all be all, it just shows that they really don't understand gaming at all. They're just talking just to be talking. A game can be fixed. It just needs DLCs, updates, and it needs some expansion. Look at the Avengers. That game is not done. Your movement is fine. The combat system is fine. What the game needs, it needs to be more open. It needs to be in an open world setting. That's what needs to happen. And your freedom of movements needs to be improved. If I'm on the bridge, then I should be able to fly to the left, fly under it, and then go to the right, and then go from the right, fly under the bridge to the left, fly through it, or even go down in between the bridge and then drop in the water, fly back up, land on top of the bridge, or fly above the bridge. So there's a lot of content missing from that game. So the games that we're playing, they're not done. A lot of those games that we played from past generations, they're not finished. They need DLCs and expansions to complete them. So this is an ongoing job in the video game industry. A lot of the games that we played, they're not done. So for Bethesda to come out and say, okay, Skyrim is their greatest achievement, well, the Skyrim players got something to say about it. And the Oblivions. Now, Oblivions might need some more updates. Skyrim might need some more updates. Maybe there's some areas in Skyrim that need to be more explorable. You know, areas that you need to get to. That game isn't finished, so Bethesda opened a can of worm here when they said when they say Starfield is their best game. So I mean, of course you're dealing with outer space, yeah, but then again, the players on who was that, Solaris might have something to say about that. And then the players on EVE Online, they might have something to say about it too. So yeah, they open a can of worms. But yeah, but today's games now, man, it needs updates, DLCs, and expansion to complete them, man. So yeah, there's more updates to come when it comes to Starfield, man. More updates. So get ready for them. They're coming. The first update they did. This one is small compared to the first one that they dropped. That was like 2 of these, or probably 3 of these put together. That's how big it was. So yeah, but what this update shows is the amount of work that these developers put into those games to get them where they need to be. That's what it shows, man. So yeah, this game ain't done. So when they say eyewitness, players can no longer enter the destroyed ship on the spaceport landing pad. Oh yeah, they're gonna have to change that, because players now are gonna ask for we want to get inside this ship. We want to see what we can find. Just saying. But anyway, I'm gonna leave this video for y'all to enjoy though. Nice talking to you people again. Chris, still Star Wars Star Trek Mag. Dark Side. Go. Peace.